Gyms are busy in January. Psychologists, busy in February. That's not because people are weak, it's because most change plans don't survive real life. This video is about designing change that actually can. Dr. Dave here, aka The Garden Shrink. I'm an old psychologist with fresh insights into life, love, and gardening. Join me on a journey to increase both our fruit in the garden and in our professional lives. Whether you're just thinking about gardening as a hobby, or you're an old pro, or just someone interested in psychological advice minus the copay, I've got something for you. So come on, let's grow together. In part one of this series, we slowed things down and talked about assessment, who you are, what you value, and why you actually want to change. In part two, we got honest about ambivalence, about wanting to change and wanting things to stay the same at the same time. And that honesty matters because change attempts that skip those steps often look impressive and then quietly fall apart. Today is part three, planning. Not planning as pressure or self-command, but planning as design. And in part four, we'll talk about tending, how real change is maintained, adjusted, and protected over time, long after motivation fades, because it always does. Now, regarding habit change, there's a lot of advice out there that sounds like this. Just decide, just do it, just try harder. That sounds simple. It sounds inspiring until Tuesday shows up. After watching change unfold in real lives for decades, one thing becomes clear. Motivation is unreliable, but conditions are not. Motivation peaks, we get psyched up, and then stress hits, fatigue hits, conflict hits. Life doesn't pause to support your goals. If only it did. Most failed change isn't mysterious or personal, it's predictable. So if fluctuating motivation is the norm, let's plan for it with that in mind. Assume you'll be tired, distracted, and interrupted, and work and plan with that reality, not against it. So if motivation isn't the problem, the next question is obvious. What actually helps to create lasting change? The answer begins with the design of the plan. For one, having a well-conceived plan means making things concrete. Vague plans feel inspiring, but they don't survive contact with real life. Research consistently shows that change is more likely to stick when intentions are made specific, visible, and shared, not just thought about. Second, planning isn't telling yourself what to do, it's designing conditions that make the right thing easier and the wrong thing harder. In the garden, you don't yell at seeds, you change the soil, the spacing, the exposure to sunlight. You create conditions where growth can flourish. With habit change, good planning assumes resistance and builds around it, so our growth can flourish. Third, a good plan involves real commitment. Decades of research on change suggest something simple but powerful. There are different levels of commitment and they matter. Thinking something through is a start, but thinking alone rarely carries change very far. When people keep goals only in their head, follow-through tends to be low. However, when goals are written down, follow-through improves. And when goals are written, shared with the right person, and revisited over time, success rates rise dramatically. Writing it down and sharing it makes it real. Not wishful thinking, but a real commitment, a real decision. And here's an important part. We often hide our goals because we feel ambivalent. Part of us wants to change, part of us isn't sure we're ready. So we don't want to fail publicly. I mean, I get it. We get it. But if you're truly serious about making a change, write it down and share it. but share it with the right person, someone supportive, someone in your corner, someone rooting for you. It might be a spouse, a friend, a small group, or a significant other, but somebody who has your back. Now, commitment helps with follow-through, but what we're committing to also needs to be clear. And clarity is where most plans quietly fall apart. You'll hear a lot about SMART goals, and there's a reason for that. I mean, what makes a goal SMART? When they're specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time anchored. It's an acronym. SMART goals work not because they're trendy, but because vague intentions don't tell your nervous system what to do. I'm going to take better care of myself sounds good. What does that actually mean, though? But I'm walking for 10 minutes after dinner 3 nights a week actually has a chance. I mean, do you hear the difference in those two? Concrete plans reduce decision fatigue, they lower friction, and they give our tired brain something to follow. However, even the best laid plans with high commitment, connection to our values, and making the goals SMART still runs into one problem: how we feel on any given day. Here's a Dr. Dave truth. Emotions are important. They just make terrible bus drivers. They'll take a hard left when you're tired, slam the brakes when things get uncomfortable, and convince you to quit when nothing's actually wrong. Emotions give us information, but they don't give us direction. Good plans respect how you feel, without letting feelings decide what you do. As I'm prone to say, if you let your emotions drive the bus, they'll likely drive you into a ditch. Don't drive into a ditch. I've learned this the hard way in my own garden. There've been seasons when I was exhausted, and I kept telling myself, I'll pull the weeds tomorrow. Tomorrow came, and guess what? I was still tired. And the next day, it rained. And when I finally got back to the garden, the weeds had become small trees. And then I learned what tired really feels like. Well, the lesson wasn't always do exactly what you planned. It was this: be flexible and compassionate without giving up entirely. My compromise is simple. If I need a day off, I take it. After all, gardening is a hobby, but not 2 days. Even 15 minutes, checking on things, pulling a few weeds, counts and makes a difference over the course of a long harvest season. That same logic shows up in how I think about planning change in the garden and in real life. And it's summed up in an old saying gardeners and grandparents knew well: a stitch in time saves 9. Look it up. So where do we begin? Start by choosing one focus area, just one area, for one season. And just as important, what are you not working on yet? Trying to change everything usually means changing nothing. Next, design the conditions for change. What's the best time for it? What needs to change in your environment? Who supports this and who complicates things? And what does change look like on low energy days? If a plan only works on your best day, it's really not a very good plan. Then plan for interruption, busy weeks, emotional dips, travel, illness, loss of momentum. These will happen. Don't act surprised when they do. But interruption isn't failure. It's the default setting of an adult life. Admit it and plan for it. And this is where Farmer Dave usually pipes up. Trust me, if you don't plan for trouble, your trouble will double. Farmer Dave is right again. Life and Mother Nature have a habit of throwing inclement weather our way. And that's why good plans don't aim for perfection, they aim for growth. They aim for progress. They carry an umbrella. So decide ahead of time what still counts. What's the smallest action that earns partial credit when life gets heavy? Remember, consistency is the goal. Intensity is not. And finally, leave room to adjust. Weekly or every couple of weeks, ask, What worked, what didn't, what needs redesign, not self-criticism. Adjustment isn't quitting, it's wisdom. It's the scientific method applied to real life. Now, if you want some help laying this out on paper, I've created a simple planning worksheet to help you design change that fits your life, not someone else's morning routine. And that's critical. It walks you through one focus area, design levers, interruption planning, good enough tending, and built-in adjustment. This isn't about getting it right, it's about getting it and making it livable, making it doable. So, to sum it all up, real change doesn't come from psyching yourself up and trying harder. It comes from designing better and tending consistently and patiently. And if you find this isn't the right season yet, that's not failure, that's information, that's compost. And compost becomes the soil for future growth. So take care, friends, and take care of what you're growing. See you next time.